Today I'm going to show you how to make my favorite herbal tea straight from the garden. If you have my book, Herbs the Answer Lady Tells All, you do not have this recipe yet because at the time that I wrote the book, I didn't yet know how to use bay tree. Now that I do, it's a tasty and healthy addition that I wouldn't want to miss. It lives in the end of our greenhouse, and it really is a tree. So what we do is every few days snip a good-sized sprig or mini branch and bring it in and leave it in the kitchen. That way it's available when we want it. Then I go out to the garden and cut the other ingredients. I'm cutting herbs here for about a gallon of tea, and it will be a little bit concentrated so that it won't seem dilute tasting when we add plenty of ice. Here's the stevia. Cut a small sprig of it, and how large a sprig will determine how sweet your tea is. I like it just lightly sweet, so this is what I'm cutting. Next, lemongrass. Reach into the plant and cut a whole frond or group of fronds close to the bottom. Doing it this way keeps the plant growing healthily and looking nice throughout the summer, even though you're continually harvesting. The blades tend to grow in little clusters, and with a robust, healthy plant like this, I find that one of those clusters is adequate for my gallon pot of tea. Now on to the mint. I like it minty, so I cut about 3 good-sized sprigs. Of course, you can vary it. More or less is totally fine. Because this is all fresh or almost fresh plant material, it doesn't like to sink down in the water and automatically absorb water because it's already got its own moisture. So here's the trick I use. Set the mint aside for later, bundle the rest of the herbs together, and use one blade of lemongrass to tie them loosely together. That way I can shove them all down in the pot and they don't tend to pop up so badly. But do keep it loose. We want the water to infiltrate. And into the pot they go. If anything pops out, shove it on in. Remember to leave the mint aside for later because it doesn't need as much heat as we're about to give the other things. Now bring the pot to a rolling boil and let it boil for 5 minutes. Bay, lemongrass, and stevia all require quite a lot of heat to release the flavors that we're trying to get. You can kind of get an idea from that by seeing how green and sturdy they're remaining even exposed to this hard boil. Now turn off the heat, drop in the mint, and if you want to use regular black tea, drop some in now. The concoction is quite good either with or without regular Camellia sinensis black tea. Green tea is also an option. Ah, delicious. Adjust the sweetness of future batches both by adding and subtracting stevia and changing the time that the tea is boiled. This is the book I wrote on gardening and cooking with herbs and using them in other ways. It's available at theanswerlady.com.